Coming up, our adventures in Seward, Alaska, and our trip on the Alaskan Railway in the final segment of my Alaska video series. One of our first stops, the Seward Sea Life Center, with dozens of beautiful birds. Hey buddy, what are you doing? The Sea Life Center houses all kinds of marine life and is the only institute authorized to rehabilitate live stranded marine animals in the state of Alaska. Your $25 admission fee helps maintain the Wildlife Response Program, which is a critical tool in the treatment and rehabilitation of injured marine life in Alaska. The animals were so enjoyable to watch as well as photograph.
See with that crazy bird. He's having a party.
Yes, he is. All by himself. Oh, you do.
He's just licking all the tourists wet.
After a long day of seeing the sights, we decided to wrap up the end of the day with some waterfront dining. And of course, after dinner, a walk along the pier. We had to check out the shoreside entertainment. The following day, our second shot at whale watching.
More whale watching.
Needless to say, I was a little disappointed with our whale watching in Juneau due to all of the rain. So we were going to give it another shot here in Seward. It was a beautiful sunny day, and I was keeping my fingers crossed. The scenery was stunning, so I had at least that going for me. I heard whale and off I went.
There it is.
You're not allowed to drive up on the whales, so you have to be really patient.
There he's going down. Here comes the tail.
And as I patiently waited, we saw an orca in the distance. And he was kind enough to get a little closer to the boat. Our boat switched locations so we could see some additional marine life and some more beautiful scenery. coming up, bidding farewell to Seward and our trip on the Alaskan Railway.
Thank you and yourself.
Smile for the camera, man.
So we went immediately from boat to train and headed into Anchorage. The accommodations for the ride were pretty spectacular.
Okay, so we just got on the train. Got a cocktail and waiting to depart, have dinner. Oh, we're having fun now.
If you take a trip to Alaska, I highly recommend a trip on the Alaskan Railway. The sights are stunning, and the memories will last a lifetime. Up next, Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay, pretty much second to the last day of our trip, and we have arrived in Anchorage. We're staying at the Lakefront Lodge. If you can look over my shoulder, there is a lake, of course, and a seaplane. Lots of seaplanes stay here, like a big lake garage, I suppose you would call it. So there's lots of nice viewing, and we're gonna head out for the day and see what Anchorage has to offer us.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and so
Okay, apparently they take their beer very seriously here in Alaska, and their ice cream. Gotta find out for sure.
So after a full day of exploring, we headed back to the hotel. Sad to say, tomorrow is our last day, and we were going to make the most of it.
Last day of vacation. So depressing. But gonna try to make the most of it. Patrick went to rent a car, and we are going to head out to an area right outside of Anchorage called Flattop, which apparently has great views and nice hiking. Supposedly we'll see some moose. I'll keep my fingers crossed on that. And then it's off to the airport and back to reality. Okay, we made it up to Flattop Mountain. Flattop Trail, Mountain, whatever you want to call it. Quite a view up here. You can see all of Anchorage downtown from up here. It's a great skyline view. Definitely cooler up here. It was warm in Anchorage, about 60. I'd have to say, I think a thermostat said it dropped 10 degrees. We're about 50 degrees up here. But the sun is out and it's a beautiful trail. There's another area that you can hike up about 1,000 feet up. It's very steep. I'm not so sure I'm going to do that one. But, you know, it's definitely something to experience if you do come out to Anchorage to head out to Flattop Mountain.
We decided to hike on one of the rookie trails instead. It was certainly beautiful, and we had some overachievers in the crowd. Last stop, Thunderbird Falls.
7-hour flight with no first class. Well, I'm gonna exercise now, eat a meal, and I'm gonna freaking sleep all night.
Alaska has lots of beautiful trails, and Thunderbird Falls was no exception. Well, it was time to wrap it up. We needed to head to the airport. Quick bite to eat, partake in a few of those Alaskan beers, and back to Florida we went. It's a long flight from Alaska to Florida, so time to catch a movie and maybe take a nap.